Hi, it's Brittany with Rec Room Recording again. We're going to talk a little bit today about how to be the best prepared for an upcoming release that you have. It's pretty obvious that you're going to have your song and your recording finished and ready to go, but there's a handful of other details that you want to make sure are set in order before you move on and get things sent out to your distributor. Any of the online distribution sites are going to require that you submit your album art for the single release or album release, as well as fill in a lot of pertinent details about your song. The artwork, there may be some different parameters depending on what distributor you're going through, but you can anticipate that the image that's going to be used needs to be in a square format, probably a high quality image file, like a PNG or a JPG file, and can't include any brand logos or anything that is going to be subject to other people's copyrights. But of course, it can include any of your own artwork that you have permission to use, and the name of yourself as an artist or your band and the title of the song if you're doing it as a single. You'll also want to be prepared to answer a few questions about your work, such as what genre, category does the music fall into? Answer questions about if your music contains lyrics or words, what language that is in, and what year the song was recorded in. Many of the distribution sites expect you to check a box in case that there's an explicit language in your recording so that they can code it appropriately for certain age groups. Also, stating if the song that you're recording is an original piece of music, or if you're recording a cover song, or if what you're submitting is a remix. Of course, if you're recording a cover, there may be some other mechanical licensing that you'll have to cover in order for that song to be released legally. One of the confusing elements that you'll see on some of the distribution sites is a request for an ISRC number. The ISRC letters stand for International Standard Recording Code. And really, that's just kind of a database in order to kind of associate an identification number for each piece of work that's being registered. That helps to line up and assign the royalties with that particular recording and piece of music so that there's no confusion on where that money goes from the online streaming sites. A little bit more information you'll have to submit is, of course, your artist name. But if you worked with anybody else, you'll want to make sure that they get the appropriate credit as well so that the royalties can be distributed amongst different people involved. So if there's any splits, co-writers, different musicians that were contributors, make sure you have all of that information at hand. So one thing with that ISRC number, I know you've heard me mention it before, it's really important that that information is a part of your songs and a part of the metadata that's included when it's released. But that's not a number that you necessarily are going to invent or create or be able to assign to your own work. The distributor, almost everyone that I've encountered online anyway, will supply you an ISRC number when you're getting to release and publish your music. So if you don't have one already and don't understand the ins and outs of that process, don't worry about it. Check with your distributor. They may charge a small fee for issuing those codes to you. So once you've been assigned an ISRC code, just make sure you stick with that same number for every other site that you register your music. The last and final thing that most sites will ask for is when you intend to have your music released. You want to try to start this process a few weeks in advance. Some sites require at least 4 weeks before your release date so that they can get all of the information uploaded into the appropriate databases. So plan ahead, get your information together, fill out the information on the websites, and you'll be good to go. Let us know in the comments if you've had any trouble or any hiccups while you're sending out your songs to be released, and we'll see you next time.